Tonight I want to thank everybody for coming to all my speeches and helping me out with my class. I want to begin my speech of spanking is a more productive than just reasoning with a child. Some people call it capital punishment. As I begin tonight, there are two things I want you to think about during this speech. How many children, young adults, do not know consequences for the things that they do? What will society be in another 20 years with no punishment? There was 3 sentences I hated as a child. 1, wait till your father gets home. And I think everybody knows what involves with that. 2, this hurts us more than it hurts you. Although I don't know if I still believe that. But that's what they told us every time we were spanked. 3, which today still bothers me, I'm disappointed in you. I think when you punish your children and you do it the correct way, they know before you have to tell them that you're disappointed, that they will be disappointed if you do wrong. Capital punishment is what some call, and others believe that spare the rod, spoil the child. Most people believe that people that believe in spanking their children come from religious backgrounds. Today's problem with kids not being punished, most parents want to be on the buddy system. Sometimes that involves when there's divorces, separations. One parent wants to be the better parent so they don't punish. So it is hard to have equal punishing rights for children. Some parents like to blame TV, video games, peer pressure for the wrongs that their children do, instead of putting the blame on themselves for not spanking their children, for not punishing them correctly. Some points that supporters, people that spank their children have: it was good for me, it didn't hurt me, I turned out okay. Some believe it's necessary even if it's the last resort. Some believe it's the only method for toddlers that do not understand reasoning. Parents who have personalities and raising methods that are strong have the best children. Since the decrease in the abandonment of corporal punishment in schools, the violence, shootings, and bullying has increased. 61% of Americans believe it is a legitimate form of punishment for children. 90% of Americans will actually admit that they have spanked their children once in their life. There are correct ways and incorrect ways of spanking your children. When you do choose, as a parent, to spank your children, you need to follow some guidelines. You need to decide what is the reasons that you should spank your child. Explain to your children why they are being spanked. Decide how often and what reasons. And be consistent. Spanking is one of the most controversial forms of disciplining a child. A generation ago, parents didn't have to think twice about spanking their children. As today, if you spank your children, you have to worry about social services. It has its benefits and it has its drawbacks. I can personally say that I thank my parents for spanking me when I did wrong, because I still believe today, at 30 years old, I think twice before I do things. because I don't want my parents disappointed in me, because they did punish me. And thank you for coming.